Hey guys, miss me? Let's talk week 9. So, week 9, game number 1 of the week. The two in the bottom. Life of Ryan, Dave Bachman versus Drew Bolivar. Drew's favored by 7. I got a ton of people on by, but it's not like they're really that much better than the rest of the players on my team. But Drew's got a big favorite. So, who are keys for Drew? Lamar. Will Lamar be a top 12 quarterback or will he stink? So, Lamar versus Indy is key. Um, Really, it's his top guys, right? David Johnson versus Jacksonville. He should feast. Um, and then I'll say T.J. Hawkinson because they just lost Kenny Galladay. So those are his three keys: Lamar, David Johnson, T.J. Hawkinson. Over on my side of the ball, who's key for me? Terry McLaurin versus the New York Giants. McLaurin is a good young wide receiver. Kyle Allen get on the ball? I'm doubled up on Washington football team players. That seems like a recipe for success. So I'm going to say he's a key for me. Jonathan Taylor's going to be a key for me. Baltimore's missing a lot of players, but he looks not good right now. So Taylor, and I'm going to say the final key for me is uh, is Justin Jackson going against Las Vegas. Uh, should be a good matchup. We'll see. I'm going to pick me. I'm obviously going to beat Drew and get to 3-6, and I'll probably be tied for a playoff spot by the time the week's over. And you know how 2020 is going? I'll make those playoffs. Probably not. Next matchup, um, Mike Yip against Spencer. Mahomes against P River. So who's the key? Who's the key? So Calvin Ridley's going to be a key for Yip because the question is, does Calvin Ridley play? He's one of the top wide receivers if he does play. So he's going to be a key. Allen Robinson going against Tennessee. Tennessee, you can throw over the yard, but can Nick Foles throw all over the yard? That's the question. And finally, it's Mahomes. How many touchdowns will he throw? Those are the three big ones for you. Over on the other side of the ball, Melvin Gordon versus Atlanta. Great matchup. Will they give him enough of the ball? Will he get in the end zone? Melvin Gordon's key. Keenan Allen, and yeah, I said it before, I'll say it again. With Herbert, Keenan Allen is awesome, but can he get in the end zone? Finally, I'm going to say it's got to be Philip Rivers against Baltimore. It's a bad matchup for Philip Rivers, but he's been playing pretty well lately. Those are the three key players. The Yip's going to win this one, though. Sorry, Spencer. I like you. I think you got good stuff going on there, but not this week. I could be wrong. Um, Probably the game that's going to end up hmm, maybe the farthest away. Maybe not the closest game. Dan Evans versus Danny Wynot. So if Danny Wynot wants to win, who's going to have to go huge? Herbert against Vegas is an awesome matchup. He's got to be big. Um, he needs Juju. Juju against Dallas, great matchup. Juju needs to get in there, get in that end zone, Juju. And Chase Edmonds against Miami. If Danny Wynot can get those three guys going, he's got a shot. But on the other side of the ball, the star-studded lineup of Dan Evans that just took down Devin, DK Metcalf. Is it his week again? He looks unstoppable. Why would it ever not be his week? He's amazing. Um, um, James Robinson against Houston. There's going to be a new quarterback down there because they're scapegoating Gardner Minshew, but can he run? Are they just going to pile up to stop the run? James Robinson, he's big key for Dan. And finally, it's too obvious to say Aaron Rodgers and Kamara, so I'm just going to say it. I'm going to say DJ Moore against Kansas City. They're going to have to throw to keep up. DJ Moore needs touchdown. Going to pick Dan Evans to win this one and win it pretty easy. No offense, Danny. Just trying to keep everybody close. Worst game of the week? Mine and Drew. Mine and Drew is the worst game of the week. This one's close. Calder, just unlucky. 2-6 with a star-studded lineup. One of my favorite teams. Maybe I just suck. Deke versus Jason. Could this be the reason Deke gives up on the season? That's a poem. Who's key for Derek? He's got to be playing Tom Brady again. Tom Brady against New Orleans. Why not? Roll him out. He's hot. Personally, I'd be playing Deshaun Watson against Jacksonville because Jacksonville sucks. But I'm not in love with Tom Brady like Derek is. Keys for Derek is that quarterback position. And Tyler Lockett against Buffalo. So DK is going to be going against Tre'Davious White. So is it a Lockett week? Who knows? And finally, if Deke wants to win, CeeDee Lamb needs to get it going for Dallas. But that quarterback was awful last week, so they're going to have a new one. So who knows? But those are the three keys. QB. No, I'm changing it. Changing it from CeeDee Lamb. Marquise Brown came out in the week, and he whined that he wasn't getting catchable targets. And he wasn't. But he called out his quarterback and his coach on Twitter, deleted it right away, but the damage was done. Hollywood's the key. Over on the other side, like I said, Josh Allen's got a great... If he's going to get going, it's got to be the game. It's against Seattle. He's got to get going. Same with Zeke. Zeke is key. Normally I wouldn't say Zeke because it's obvious. But Pittsburgh got run on last week by Baltimore. Zeke, you need to get it going. Dallas already toast. But you need to get it going for Jason Calder. Finally, Jonnu Smith. Jonnu needs to be week 1 and 2, Jonnu, for Calder. Who's going to win? Whew. This is a tough one to call. I think this one is going to come down to defense, and I prefer Calder's defense. So I'm going to pick Calder to get to 3-6, and Derek to stay at 3-6. Or Derek to go to 3-6. Game of the week. Devin goes out of the... Did he go Jason Hahn, Dan Evans? No, I'm in the middle of that. Never mind. He had a gimme in the middle of that. But Rich versus Devin. Keys for Rich is quarterback. So he's going to roll out Cam Newton. Probably because his other quarterback is Matt Stafford, who is close contact to a COVID person. So Stafford might not play, but he might. So he might change this last minute, but Cam Newton would be a key player. He has not been good the last few weeks. Right now, I think it's probably an issue having Kenny Golladay in your lineup because he's out. So, Rich, if you play Kenny Golladay, he's not playing. So the keys. Tough. JaMycal Hasty would be a key. Is he going to lead the backfield? Who's going to lead the backfield back there? Oh, goodness. I'm going to say Diggs because he needs to score to beat Devin. So Diggs needs to be big. So Cam Newton, Diggs, and JaMycal Hasty. Over on the other side of the ball, you got studs galore. Mark Andrews is key. He's got to get it going. Baltimore has to get it going, and Mark Andrews has to be the guy. Will Fuller against Jacksonville. Whew. Remember last week? Well, Rich does. Or last year when Fuller scored over 40 points. He won't score that many, but he could be over 20. And I love it. Antonio Gibson. Roll him out, Devin. Washington football team. We're in on their everybody but their quarterback. So those are the keys for Devin. I'm picking Devin to take this one because I much prefer Russell. I think Russell is going to really outscore whoever Rich puts in. So I'm taking Devin. Finally, this one's already over. They haven't even started playing yet. It's already over. Or is it? Graham versus Jason. The return of Michael Thomas and Christian McCaffrey. This isn't your same old 3-5 Graham. But he needs big points. Jason scores a lot of points. I did the math the other day. He's 1 point per game off of the record, off the pace for the record. So he could set it. Who's the keys for Han? Marvin Jones, the only wide receiver there. Caught a touchdown or two last week. J.K. Dobbins, will they continue to give him the ball against Indianapolis? Indianapolis defense is no slouch, but they ran on Pittsburgh. J.K. Dobbins, he's key. And Kyler's back. Superstar. Over on the other side, Graham's got his boys back, and he needs them. He needs McCaffrey. He needs Thomas to be big. So the keys for Graham, let's assume those guys are big. He's got the Claypool-Roethlisberger stack against Dallas. That's a good matchup. Those are good. Tim Patrick's in there. He could surprise Han. I think Graham makes this game closer than it looks on paper. But let's say keys. It's got to be Christian McCaffrey, right? It's got to be Ben Roethlisberger against Dallas. He doesn't throw very much anymore, so he needs to throw some touchdowns to keep Graham in it. And I'm going to go with Sterling Shepard. Shepard looks like the best wide receiver out there. Darius Slayton's the other guy there, but Shepard's more the guy. He doesn't get the long bomb, so he looked pretty good last week. So Jason's going to win this game, but I think Graham keeps it to within 10. So there you have it. Week 9 preview. 25-11. Me. Yep.
Get notified
Dan
when
Evans.
you're short on funds before it's too late with Smart Balance Alert from CIBC.
Darn ads. Me. Yep. Dan Evans. Jason Calder. Devin. And on. Those are the ones. Those are the picks. It's 6-0. I mean, for sure. All right. See Han and Devin on the golf course on Sunday. Talk to you guys later.